we address this? Let's go ahead and talk about it. So, Elon Musk believes Doge has become the whipping boy for the federal government, taking the brunt of the blame when something bad happens, and that he's disappointed with Trump's big, beautiful bill. Doge has just become a whipping boy for everything, he told the Washington Post. So, like, something bad would happen anywhere, and we would get blamed for it, even if we had nothing to do with it. Okay, well, I mean, that's the thing. When you do things with Trump, you gotta be prepared for any kind of backlash. Okay, Musk, who said he would depart from Doge in May, made the remarks as he returned to Texas to be closer to the action of his companies, including SpaceX and Tesla. Hey, Elon, last weekend, X was down. A lot of people, they're messaging. They couldn't get it. The other companies, especially Tesla, were targets of violent attacks across the country, including firebombs. Oh, look, I listen. If you don't like Tesla, fine, but I really have to question people who carry swastika stickers or carve swastikas on like a Tesla. Like, you don't know that person whose property you just violated. Okay, you don't know that person. So anyone who's doing these stupid attacks on Tesla owners, okay, you know what? I can't stop stupidity. I realize that. If I can't control it, don't worry about it. The other companies, including Tesla, were targets of violent attacks across the country, including firebombs. People were burning Teslas. Why would you do that? That's really uncool, Musk said. The world's richest man touted his victories with the Department of Government Efficiency, but claimed that there was still work to be done. Oh, you think? You think? Yes. The federal bureaucracy situation is much more worse than I realized. I thought there were problems, but sure is an uphill battle trying to improve things in DC, to say the least. That's your problem right there, Elon. You can't improve things in DC. It's inherently corrupt. Musk insisted his time with Doge wasn't completely over, as he wanted to help guide the department around the federal bureaucracy's computer systems. Oh, what could go wrong? There are like so many situations where like computers are so broken, he told the outlet, even in the intelligence world, where in order to transfer data from one computer to another, you have to print it out and then type it into the next computer. This is literally a thing that was just brought to my attention. Musk, a key figure in the early days of Trump's return to the White House, shed light on some rare disagreements he had with a 78-year-old commander-in-chief. He expressed his disappointment in Trump's big, beautiful bill as it undermines the work he did while leading Doge in reducing government waste. Government waste is not going to be reduced, okay? It's just not going to be reduced. Fred Edward, big, beautiful bill, as bad as Build Back Better, bullshite. Exactly, okay? Trouble in Doji paradise. Yes, absolutely. So there you go. I mean, come on, folks. Come on. Let's be clear here, everybody. Let's be clear. When the continuing resolution was passed, anything that Doge did cut was still funded. I was disappointed to see the massive spending bill, frankly, which increases the budget deficit, not decreases it. It undermines the work that the Doge team is doing, Musk told CBS News in a promotion to an interview to be released next week. Musk, who is often pictured with Trump in and around the White House, also shared his skepticism of the name Big Beautiful Bill. I think a bill can be big or it can be beautiful, but I don't know if it can be both, my personal opinion. The bill, officially House Resolution 1, One Big Beautiful Bill Act, was a major legislative issue touted by Trump in his first 5 months of his second term. Trump faced several roadblocks in the bill's journey to being passed. House Republicans narrowly passed the legislation 215 and 214 during an all-night marathon on May 21st. The bill must now go to the Senate, with GOP leaders hoping to have it on Trump's desk by July 4th, but additional challenges are expected as some GOP holdouts look for additional spending cuts and insist on preventing current rules around Medicaid. Musk's comments are a change of tone to his stance, where he was frequently pictured around the 78-year-old president when he led the Department of Government Efficiency during his 4-month appointment in the White House. So yeah, it is a change of things. I also want to point out, Musk, who's been also instrumental in Doge's, let me just pull up this here right here. Musk, who's been instrumental in Doge's reported $175 billion in savings through agency closures and workforce reductions, expressed concern that the new bill's provisions would negate those efforts. Well, a lot of people did lose their job. A lot of people were fired. There is a lot of waste, but I think Doge went to the wrong places. That's just my opinion. The bill now moves to the Senate, United States Senate, where it faces opposition from some Republicans concerned about its impact on the federal deficit and proposed cuts to socially important federal health insurance programs such as Medicare and Medicaid. And if it does get implemented, even though Trump has said that it's not going to cut Medicare and Medicaid, it is abundantly clear that there are people out there who are worried that it will. And, there's people out there who require Medicare, Medicaid to help them out and to get them through. And is there trouble in paradise between Donald Trump and Elon Musk? It looks like it. I mean, cracks are starting to show. Not everybody can be buddy and friends. And what we have pointed out too, as well, is that, look, Trump did get a lot of financial support from Elon Musk. And by getting that support, we all know money in politics, the one who gives the most money usually has the most power in the office. But remember, Trump is the kind of guy who doesn't like being told what to do. And there have been reports of Elon Musk having a little bit of back and forth with a couple of people in the administration. So what to take away? There could be some cracks starting to show. We'll see what happens in the long run between Donald Trump and Elon Musk and the future of the big, beautiful bill in the U.S. Senate. But if it does pass fully, and there are going to be problems for Medicare and Medicaid, this is where mutual aid has to come in, because these people in Washington, D.C. are not going to help us.
It is the best $3 billion investment we make. Whether or not in Israel, the United States of America would have to invent an Israel to protect her interest in the region. The United States would have to go out and invent an Israel.
I don't mean to sound alarmist, but most of what they let you read is garbage. Most of it's designed to warp our minds until subconsciously you find you'll take the time to lick their boots free of grime and wipe their minds free of tarnish. Oil is the centerpiece, a body count of millions is the garnish. So how's it feel to know we funded every carcass? That every year our taxes pay for carpet bombing Gaza under shroud of darkness? Or that we spend enough a year to house and feed each homeless person in the streets on turning families in apartment buildings in the Middle East to bloody craters full of charred garments? And our media is silent at best. At worst, they can find it in themselves to call war crimes clashes and label children burned to ashes terrorists who played a stupid game and reaped the harvest. And every time we try to paint the truth, the news sends their slugs to suck off all the varnish and distort it into something harmless. See, the media will hang you by your feet and keep you half asleep. So yes, I'm here to set you free, but freedom won't be sweet because you'll fall 1,000 feet when I come cut you out your harness. They say those who dream the deepest fall the farthest. They also say that home is where the heart is. But if home for you is Gaza, Netanyahu's got you painted as a target. Perhaps it's not the impact, but it's what you see when falling that will hit the hardest. Maybe it's the sound of all those children crying out in those apartments that will hit the hardest. Maybe all those little bodies scattered in the dirt will hit the hardest. Maybe seeing human lives assigned such little worth will hit the hardest. Maybe it's the knowledge that you're paying for the darkest of atrocities committed on this earth that will hit the hardest. Maybe it's the knowledge that we give 10 million a day to oppressors who possess the kind of Medicare you'll die in debt before you see that's gonna hit the hardest. Maybe then you'll see you've always had more in common with the commoners whose slaughter we fund every day in Gaza than our senators and bosses. Maybe then you'll see our country never had a conscience. Maybe then the retroactive guilt will make you nauseous. Maybe what hits harder than the impact is the act of being conscious, of knowing your complicity and helplessness to try and stop the bloody deeds of Congress. And that no matter who's in office, America preserves its foreign interests by whatever means its greed demands, however monstrous. You see, we'll always need a place to drain our contras. And Biden's got a backup plan, should harm befall the Holy Land. Wipe it off the map, he'll draw it back on with an iron hand. He demands an Israel or reasonable effigy to exercise democracy and colonize the Middle East. Regardless of the human cost of phosphorus atrocities, bought and paid with money they rerouted out the budget for the non-essential things like ever making Flint's water clean. So maybe what hits hardest is the day you see this country for its actual priorities. And nevermore no honest peace attempting sleep. Maybe then you'll look at politicians making speeches like a blood-encrusted beast espousing destiny to empty seats and fellow leeches. As the gauntlet of democracy extends its brutal reach, like a giant wave of trash come to crash on foreign beaches. Maybe build a base, throw a flag down and heavily pollute the region. Rape your ecosystems, gut your fauna and congratulate you on your new allegiance. Oops, we mean alliance. This is something mutual unless you're non-compliant. We stole something crucial on which you can be reliant. So maybe what hits hardest is the centrists saying both sides need to stop the violence. And those would be the very same centrists saying we should all accept police brutality, who hem and haw and clutch their fucking pearls and spend their time condemning riots. But very soon will come the day the centrists all get censored like the rest of us, and pious as they'll try to be, they won't stay quiet. But they'll just end up shouting in the void that they were also quick to render us subscribers. And it will be too late to light the fires. So far away tonight, they burn the spires of a region set ablaze for which you've paid for every pyre. Which is why your checks weren't all $600 higher. And call it foreign interests or American desires. This is why your checks weren't all $600 higher. Far away tonight, they burn the spires of a region set ablaze for which you've paid for every pyre. Foreign interests or American desires. This is why your checks weren't all $600